It's like living inside a bouncy castle.
So brilliant. That brilliant character that we love so much, Cassandra O'Brien. She's back. I'm glad to see she's back. I didn't at all for one moment think, well, thank God that she burned up on Satellite 5. No, I did not think that. I thought, oh, that's a shame.
She wasn't
Let's get her
on.
back.
She wasn't on Satellite 5.
Oh, not Satellite 5. What was it? Platform 1.
Something like that. Yeah.
Those names are strangely similar.
Yeah, they are. They might as well have just made it Satellite 5 for a sort of through line sort of thing.
Yeah. We've dug Satellite 5 out of storage, and now we're going to watch the sun explode.
And the Earth burn. There
Yes.
you go. But in case you couldn't tell, we're doing a Doctor Who Series 2, Episode 2, New Earth.
Yes. Go on, Dan.
Yep. Sorry.
It's like this is very halting there. It's like, does he know what we're doing?
And it was written by Russell T Davies and directed by James Hawes, and it's starring David Tennant, Billy Piper, Zoe Wanamaker, Sean Gallagher, forgive the pronunciation here, Adoa Ando, and Donna Kroll.
You've forgotten someone.
Who?
John Barrowman.
Oh yeah, shit, sorry. Yeah, John Barrowman as well. Spoilers!
That always, it's such a stupid fucking thing. Now, the face of Bo, they used to call me. Did they? Aye. All right.
They called you the face of Bo. Yeah, that's right. Because if I'm ever a poster boy, they're going to call me the face of Glasgow. I mean, that's how that works.
They might.
Maybe
Who knows?
No, but that actually makes sense. What am I talking about? That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. No, in fact, no, because it's the Beauchene Peninsula. So, but like you
Face
being...
of Beauchene.
No, it'd be like calling you the face of Gla. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Glas.
Which doesn't make as much sense.
Face of Glas. But anyway, do you have an opening statement?
I do. I like this episode because it introduces David Tennant's Doctor so beautifully. He's very fun-loving. He's a nerd. He's really into it. He's very... I think the number one characteristic of the Doctor for me is his sort of relentless kindness. That's what I love to see in the Doctor above all else. And that's what I think we get in this. So he's relentlessly kind. And I like that very much.
Well, there you go. An episode that establishes good chemistry between the Doctor and the companion, but leaves a lot to be desired, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
What does it leave to be desired? Go on.
Well, we'll get into that, don't you worry.
All right. Okay, we're in the CRQs now. What does it leave to be desired?
Well, it's customary to start off with the positives and then get to the negatives afterwards.
It is a bit. This is true.
So I'll start with, holy shit, the chemistry between the Doctor and Rose is pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? It's sort of believable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love the intricate internal TARDIS shots. I always have. I always will. It's just bits where he's like flicking a couple of switches or typing something in or whatever it might be. I just love that. That's really good.
I agree completely. I've got to say, bearing in mind that this is the Doctor's sort of series opener, this is Tennant's first real episode as the Doctor, and yet it just feels as if he's been there for like years.
Yeah, he's so charismatic.
Yeah.
Such an incredible screen presence. Just like, yep, definitely. I'm here. I've always been here.
Yep. Holy shit, Tennant and Piper are so versatile with playing themselves and Cassandra.
Yes. It's David Tennant was really good. I mean, David Tennant's really good. Full stop. He's good in everything. But like, yeah, he's really good in this. He's really good in. Did you watch Good Omens when it came out?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of David Tennant in that? I mean, you know.
I mean, he was good.
Yeah, I mean, he's good in everything. But yeah, it is good.
When is he not good? It's so boring. Why don't you be bad in something, David?
Shit, David. Jesus Christ. He's listening to this going, oh, I'm so sorry.
Two hearts. Oh, baby, I'm beating like a Sam. That's the impression I should have done. I forgot.
Yes.
That's my favourite one.
Honestly,
Fuck's
one
sake.
job. I love the cat people. It's you don't like the cat people.
I do and I don't.
I think it's an interesting thing for me because it's like the thing I enjoy seeing in sci-fi and stuff is like this sort of parallel evolution type thing of like two things: parallel evolution and diplomacy, which is Christ, I'm fucking boring. But like, the good thing about diplomacy that I particularly like is like in original series of Star Trek, Klingons were the enemy. Then in the Next Generation, Worf was on the bridge. Do you know what I mean? It's that development through time and this parallel evolution. I like the idea of like they go to a different planet and they're like, oh, they're basically the same as humans, but they're instead of having such and such in their blood, they have this other chemical that naturally evolved, and for that reason they can shoot fire out their eyes or whatever it might be. I enjoy seeing those weird, these little sciencey bits that I quite like in science fiction. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's what I quite like about the cat people. It's like, oh, they evolved from lions to more sentient lions. I suppose.
Yeah, I do have issues with the cats though, because they missed a really good opportunity for them to be pretty nuanced. You know, they're not real life. They're not. It's fine. It's not real life at all. And then that's interesting. It's like, oh well, maybe they genuinely don't believe that they are, and they just don't know, and that's interesting. But then, you know, they take out their claws and are willing to like, scratch someone to death for it's like, yeah, if they just see it as getting rid of cells or just, you know, scientific
they
wastage.
Kind of shouldn't believe there's anything wrong with it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but then they just go down the classic villain route. It's like, oh well, we're gonna have to kill you now as well. It's like, well, that's boring. If they were maybe
point,
persuaded into it, seeing how they clearly are sentient and this is wrong what you're doing, and that would have been more interesting. But
that's a really good point actually. If they had sort of the Ultron, the Skynet thing of like, you told us to protect humanity and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And they just can't see that what they're doing is it's a barbaric, horrific way of going about it. They're just like, well, no, this is like growing an arm. It's like cloning somebody's arm. This is nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that idea. That sort of they're amoral, not immoral.
Yeah, that's it. Or even better, that they're moral, but what they don't see what they're doing as immoral. Because they clearly want
the greater good sort of thing.
Yeah, they clearly want to help human beings, but like
the greater good.
The greater good, my love.
No, yeah, that is completely right. It is about the greater good. It's the ultimate utilitarianism. They don't care about sacrificing 1,000 people to save 1 billion.
Yeah, but yeah, that's one of my issues with this episode.
I have an obscure bugbear for this episode. Lift technology hasn't changed much, has it?
No, it hasn't.
It's the year 5 billion. They've got flying cars. Why haven't they got flying lifts?
Why can't you just teleport to the floor?
Yeah, the face of Bose teleports away at the end, doesn't he? Why can't
he just
everybody teleport about the place?
He just yeets himself out of there. Like what?
Where does he go? What's he doing with his? It's an enormous head. What's he doing?
He goes to. He's still on New Earth.
New
York. Because in Gridlock he comes back and basically dies, and then says his big secret. Which is
you are not alone. Yes, very good. Thank you, enormous head.
Cheers for that. I waited 3 seasons for that shit. But I have another question. Why does the city of New York have no American accents whatsoever?
Well, the Duke of Manhattan, he sort of fluctuates quite wildly, doesn't he?
He's just like, oh, look, it's that man. Oh, goodness. Like,
yeah, and then there's that one line that he says in a very American accent. Something, after he's been healed, the sisters have been wonderful to me, or something. And then the rest of it is in an English accent.
Yeah.
It's very hot.
The disease makes him have an American accent at some parts of speech. So that thing in Family Guy, where Brian's trying to speak Spanish, and to the Spanish guy, and he's like, "No, that was really good. Oh, you speak English? No, just that sentence and this one explaining it. What? Okay."
I like that. Yeah. I've got. Sorry, that really threw me then. I was just like, what the hell is he going to pull out of his arse? There's some scene in Family Guy about linguistics. What? And then you said that, and now I'm just fucking miles away. It's really thrown me. Chloe made a joke while we watched this episode of Doctor Who, and I said, "Would you like me to say that on the podcast?" She went, "If you want." Chloe says that "moisturise me" is the kind of thing that her tattoo would say shortly after it had been done, which I suppose makes sense.
You could have delivered that so much better. You just sort of reported the joke rather than told it. According to Chloe Brindley, her tattoo would say that after.
So what would be the peak delivery then? Go on.
I don't know, but listen. Don't put pressure on me. You can't just because you waffled it. You can't just then pin it onto me. You should have got Chloe to come on and do it.
I should have done. Yes.
You should have interrupted her, dragged her from work,
called her up and put her on speakerphone next to the mic. She's going, "What do you want? I'm at work."
Tell me that joke. Go on. Go on, say it. Make them laugh.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Why did the sisters have a lever to open all the pods? Why would you even
really
build that lever?
Fucking stupid. It's like, oh no, not the self-destruct button. Why the fuck have you got a self-destruct button, Brian? Don't know who Brian is. I just made that. But
it's one of the redeeming features of Next Generation is that they have none of the spaceships seems to have self-destruct buttons. The closest they come is that they can, in an emergency, they can deliberately break the warp core, and that'll destroy the ship.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, I mean, that kind of makes sense. If you put a bomb in your engine in your car, that'll destroy your car.
Yeah.
You have to deliberately sabotage it. But yeah, that makes sense. But instead, no, it's like lining your car with TNT, just on the off chance.
Yeah. I've got to say, biggest gripe with this episode, the solution to fixing the diseases is fucking shite.
Yes, it is a bit. Yep.
Yes, because if you just mix all the medicines together.
You've never been past the mixing room in the hospital where you're walking down through the corridors and it's like, oh, okay, that's the X-ray bit. They've got you go down the corridor a bit more. There's an MRI machine going, or whatever it is that MRI machines do.
Why haven't we done that? Why haven't we
the
just
third
mixed
room.
shit together?
Yeah, and they're just mixing each other a loads of drugs. You know what it's like? It's like in those Italian villages where they make wine by stamping the grapes.
Yeah.
They just put a load of pills in a vat with some water and then stamp on the pills to make a concoction of amazing drugs that will cure any illness.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, definitely. Well done. Big brain.
Yeah, plus it's handy that all the drugs are nice, pretty colours, isn't it? It's convenient.
Yeah, and it's handy that they're all in bags. Not one of them requires pills or injections.
Yep.
Or anything like that. It's just bags. You just touch them and then it's done.
Actually, that's a really good point. Yeah, because the Duke of Manhattan, he had that was an intravenous solution, so he had to have it go into his veins, and yet David Tennant just kind of sprayed it at people, and it was like, "Yep, that'll do."
And every single disease has a very conveniently placed cure. Really?
Apparently so.
I'm going to assume that some of them haven't been cured because you can't cure every disease.
Plus,
ever.
If the whole point of those pods is to give people new diseases and then cure those diseases, then surely the people in the pods would only have new diseases.
Yeah.
So there would be no cure for... Sorry, am I boring you?
No, sorry.
No, I'm being a cunt, it's alright. But yeah, my point is, surely those diseases, by definition, would have no cure. So
yeah.
Why would?
And how
of course,
are they?
If you mix together penicillin and amoxicillin, you can cure anything.
And how are they alive?
Yeah, if they've got all these horrendous diseases,
plague carriers. It's like, what? Yeah, okay, but they still die from it. What?
Yeah.
Or don't they? I don't know how that works.
Maybe it's like the rats in the plague. The fleas didn't really kill them; they were just kind of hitching a ride.
Wait, so they're immune to it?
I don't think they're immune so much. I think maybe it's just that they're like a vector, like the mosquito. Like a mosquito doesn't catch malaria. That's not a part of the life cycle. The mosquito just sucks up malaria blood and puts it in someone else. Yeah, the mosquito isn't affected.
Like they said though, like David Tennant was like, yeah, they've been infected with everything.
Yeah, okay. The more I think about it, the more. So I mean, I'm not. Christ knows I'm not a doctor, but yeah, that is weird.
It's so fucking strange. Mm-hmm. I don't understand.
One thing I do like about the solution to the problem of all the infected people is that it's not love saves the day, which is used far too much in the Moffat era, but instead it's kind of like love is an important part of the solution. Does that make sense? It's like it's allowing these people to be to know each other and love each other and all that sort of stuff. It's like important. If you view it as a metaphor, a really bloody heavy-handed one, but if you view it as a metaphor, it's quite nice. It's like to recover from a horrific illness, you need the love and support of your family and your friends.
Yeah, fine.
I like
but
that, but
yeah, fine. But just don't write yourself into a corner where you just have to. Okay, I've given them every disease, every cure in a fucking bathtub. There you go, done. It's like, I don't know. I just think it's quite lazy, and I didn't really like it. Do you know series 2? I've got another hot take. Series 2 is probably the worst in RTD's era, I would say. It's got some really, really good episodes, but there's quite a few that are shit. Quite a few.
I think I know exactly what you mean. There are some good episodes, there are some shit episodes. I think one thing I do like about RTD is he does seem to present these ideas very well in a weird way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me... Doctor Who Series 2. Here we go. Doctor Who Series 2. Come on now. Wakey wakey. Episodes. Okay, the Christmas Invasion, New Earth. Okay, Tooth and Claw. I do like a good werewolf story, a good sort of sci-fi story that explains away an old school, like, what's the word? Like an old school myth.
Yeah.
Like, I liked the witch I didn't like the witch episode, but I enjoyed the fact that they tried to explain witches. Do you know what I mean? And I like the idea that they're trying to explain werewolves. And school reunion, bit weird, but I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The girl in the fireplace, just kind of sad, really.
Yeah.
Rise of the Cybermen. Fuck, I love the Cybermen.
I do like the Cybermen.
The Idiot's Lantern. Oh, that's
Shite.
fucking creepy.
Shit.
Okay, right. It is not one of the best episodes, but you cannot deny that actress in the TV going, hungry, you cannot deny that's fucking terrifying.
It is creepy, but it's shit. What else?
Then there's the two-parter, The Impossible Planet and The Satan Pit.
That is fucking brilliant.
I really like.
Really
I had
enjoyed
fucking
that.
years when I was a kid on my windowsill. I had a little model of the rocket in that episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah,
a little like sort of grey and silver, grey and yellow one.
That's right.
Then there's Love and Monsters, which is that the one that's
Peter Kay.
Peter
K.
that's not particularly good, is it? Fear Her. I didn't like that one very much. Again, cool idea, but I didn't. Poor execution. Army of Ghosts and
Very
Doomsday.
good. Very good.
Yeah, I like those ones. Doctor Who Children in Need. What?
Right, let's not go through all this. We need to
Danny, I'm
review
talking
them.
about the TARDIS-odes.
Why don't we just do one whisper where we just say one sentence about every fucking episode? Just get this done instead of waiting 2 years.
But that is the point I'm getting at, is that, yes, some of these episodes, quite a few of these episodes are dumb and poor execution and weird, but they all have an interesting idea at the core. I think if you start to view this as, I'm cutting a lot of not corners. I'm giving it a lot of slack, but I think if the more slack you give it, you start to think, okay, well, if I'm generous, I can see what they're doing, but that doesn't mean it's good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't want to be generous.
You want to be scathing and brutal.
I just want it to be that I don't have to, I don't have to put more work in than the writing. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to have to go, well, if that was the case and maybe that happened, then yeah, that works. It's like, no, fucking, it worked or it didn't, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm no fucking,
yeah,
it's no matter. I don't get paid to do your job. Do you know what I mean? So
that's
stop
true,
asking
actually,
me to. I will do it though. Just give me it.
No, I know exactly what you mean. It is frustrating when the writing of something just doesn't make sense. Equally frustrating is when you go from watching a show with really compelling, engaging dialogue to a show that has okay dialogue. Because there's nothing as ostensibly wrong with okay dialogue, because it explains what's going on and you're kind of like, oh, okay, I get it. But, like, for example, The Politician, that Netflix series, have you still not watched that, Dan?
I haven't watched it yet.
Number one, that's insane. It's so your thing, you would fucking love it. But the dialogue is so engaging, it's so compelling in all the scenes, even in like the first 5 minutes or something, the dialogue between these different people and the visual aesthetic they have, it's so compelling and engaging. And then you watch like I don't know, some kind of something weird and vaguely crap, and you're like, oh well, suppose that's all right. You want like a vaguely crap British sitcom like Bad Education, which I think is also on Netflix. You put an episode of that on, and you're like, I mean, the dialogue it makes sense and it works, but it's just not good.
Yeah.
It's just not as good. And it's weird. It's hard to put your finger on what makes it not as good. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get you. I agree. But this episode's shit. So no, it's not. It's good bits and bad bits. It's just that the bad bits outweigh the good bits, in my opinion. Now that doesn't mean that I hate you if you think it's good. It's your opinion. Everyone has their tastes, you know.
Yeah,
you can either hate it or you can be wrong.
Christ, I think it's sort of about I like it in spite of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Fine, I'll give you that one.
I've got a quick question. Of course, Cassandra is played by the same actress that plays Madame Hooch in the Harry Potter films.
That's right. Yep.
And in this film, she refers to Rose as pureblood. So here's my conjecture. Is
Right.
Cassandra a witch?
No.
Ah, well, I think she might be. Who knows?
I think she's just a very entitled, xenophobic person.
Yes, I think that's certainly accurate.
That's just her. Yep.
I've got a question, right?
Who else but Cassandra?
Oh, Quagmire. Oh God. Right. If the skin from platform 1, the skin from platform 1 came from the front of her body, and the skin now came from the back of her body. So presumably her body is somewhere.
Yeah, there's still organs out there.
Presumably, why can't they just put her in the body? Why have they got to fuck about with a metal frame with some skin stretched over it? What's going on there? Why does Cassandra not want to be in the body? Maybe
it's a tiny bit of skin that they've stretched and elongated.
Maybe. So she's got like 30 backups.
Yeah.
Just because she's got like however many square inches of skin. Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. It's pretty weird. I think the whole reason that she was brought back is to sort of make it a bit more comfortable for viewers.
Right.
You know, because you've got a new doctor. Bear in mind, this is like a new doctor for everyone. So it's like, we're going to have some familiar things to make sure that they know that this is the same show.
Yeah,
and who else but Cassandra O'Brien? And,
the thing is, I would argue that... don't get me wrong, I think you're right, but playing devil's advocate, I think familiar things in sci-fi is that it's set in the real world. Do you know what I mean? It's like Terminator is as far-fetched as it can get, but the thing that makes it a good film, especially like Terminator 2, is that it's set in a world that's contemporary.
Yeah.
You know what a motorbike is, you know what an arcade is, you can understand John Connor because you were John Connor. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I get you.
Is Cassandra... So would Terminator be improved by adding Cassandra O'Brien to the mix?
She just shows up at the end.
I'll be back.
Moisturise me. Moisture. Oh, what a weird villain.
A very weird villain. Because she's not, like, morally grey. She's just kind of a dick.
Yeah, she's just a massive dick.
Yeah. Not even endearingly. Just generally just kind of a dick.
Just a massive arsehole.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're talking out of your ask not. What a stupid, cheap joke that is. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think that there's plenty of room for cheap jokes in the world, and Christ knows I make enough of them, but come on now.
I mean, yeah. Another thing, why does the alien design in this show, especially in RTD's era, consist of painting someone red, or blue, or white, or any other colour?
Yeah.
It's an alien, look! He's red! Why is his skin red?
Maybe they spent all their money on Slitheen, and so they had to try and make some kind of other...
They spent all their money on cats.
Yes, that was it. They spent all their money on the cat prosthetics for those three people. They
spent all their money on Cats 2019 DVDs.
For research. Oh, God. Release the butthole cut. I have a question. That's not a question.
Go on.
More a statement. Cockney rhyming slang is fucking stupid. I don't care what you say, who you are. Cockney rhyming slang makes no sense. The whole point of slang is that it is easier or quicker to say than a standard, than the corresponding bit of language. So, like, replacing stairs with apples and pears. Why?
That's just fucking
That's always such a
stupid.
bizarre link that makes no sense at all. It's like they're always so tangentially related. It's like, okay, I see how you got there, but am I supposed to know that link and then work backwards? Does it also require knowledge of London as a whole? What's the... No, it's such a stupid system of language. I hate it.
It really is. Apologies to any Cockney listeners. Lewis hates you all.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Obviously I don't.
I know, I'm glad I can't do that. You know that voice that people do when they're like, I believe in a wee joke. I think I'm out of notes.
I think I am also out of notes. We've covered it. Oh no, I've got one quick one.
All right.
I was looking down and making notes at the time, but didn't Mickey say to Rose, "I love you," and she went bye and ran into the TARDIS? I always used to sort of tolerate Rose. I felt sort of fairly neutral towards her as a character, but since we've started sort of complaining quite extensively about her, she is becoming unbearable to me.
She's a dick.
Yes,
she is.
Love you. Bye. What?
Poor Mickey,
Lord.
man. Mickey, you need to get on with it. You need to move on, pal. You're not gonna get anywhere waiting for this person. I mean,
Indeed.
just
Indeed.
go with Trisha Delaney from
the shop.
From the shop. I mean, oh, she's just flashback there. She's a bit big. Oh, shut up, Rose. I mean, you shallow fool.
Yeah, Rose is a shallow, cruel person.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, shallow into... Yeah.
I love you. Bye.
Right. So after Rose comes Martha. And Martha's a good person.
Yeah.
And then comes Donna.
Donna, yep.
And Donna's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like Donna.
Who comes
Then
after
it's-
Donna?
And then it's Amy.
Amy, who is kind of not a great person.
Who's-
She's kind of...
She's
Yeah.
kind of quite a mean person.
Yeah, she's quite consistently just rude to her husband on a very regular basis.
Yeah, and
Which is just... It's not so much... It's just odd more than anything.
we'll definitely be getting to why I don't like Amy in many respects.
Will we? I see. That's
yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Rory's all right.
He's annoying, and it's not his fault.
Yeah.
Really.
There's,
He just sort of asks the questions that I would ask. So they ask, like,
Yeah.
are the Daleks armed? The Daleks are always armed. And then he's like, what colour are they? And then they'll stare at him with vicious eyes and they're like, sorry, there weren't any good questions left. So I would ask that. I want to know what colour they are. I like
Yes,
it. I like,
yes.
you know.
How big are they?
Yeah.
What are their names, please?
So-
And then, do we count River? Let's count River Song amongst
Let's-
that number.
Yeah,
She's
let's count River. She's good.
not a great person, but a good character.
Yeah, but they don't try and make her a good person, which is
No,
which is good.
she's what's the word? Chaotic neutral. That's kind of
Yeah.
what she is. Yeah.
Then
Then after that's
Clara. Yep.
who I find annoying.
I mean, I really liked her with Capaldi. I didn't like her with Smith.
I enjoy Clara's interactions with the Doctor, but I think on her own, she kind of annoys me. I don't know what. There's something about her that I don't know what it is.
See, when she's introduced in Asylum of the Daleks,
Yes.
she's incredibly insufferable. It's like
Yes.
Moffat.
She's
Moffat
very
is
annoying in that one.
Moffat is so trying to make her so clever and so funny. It's like, yeah, okay, fine. Have funny people in your show. Just don't do it every sentence.
Danny, haven't you heard?
What?
Stephen Moffat's really clever.
He's
Aren't you
really
aware of this?
clever.
He's really clever.
Really clever.
Oh God! Oh, what comes after Clara? There's...
Uh,
I've completely forgotten now.
Clara. Bill.
Oh, I like Bill. Bill's good.
I like Bill.
Bill's
Bill.
good.
Bill's
Nardole?
good.
What do we think of Nardole?
Nardol's good. Yep, I like
he's good.
Nardole.
Um,
And then it's the fam.
The fam. Oh, me fam! Right, I really do quite like the fam. Right,
I do.
Ryan is annoying.
They're kind of... Yeah.
But Graham is good, Yaz is good. If Ryan was less annoying, I'd like him. I can see his heart's in the right place. I just find him annoying somehow.
Yeah, I find a lot of people annoying in this show.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'll get to that.
Indeed we will.
But yeah, do you have a closing statement?
I do. This is an episode I remember fondly from my childhood, and now I watch it back. It's not quite as good as I remember it being. That said, I think there is a good kernel to it, and I think that I look forward to Werewolves next episode.
Yes.
That always gets me when we do the closing statements or opening statements or whatever, is neither of us know how to respond to the other's statement.
No, we
We
just
always just go,
awkwardly go...
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. And then just carry on.
The episode's pretty shit. It's got some good bits, got some good performances. That old Earth saying, never trust a writer. There you go.
Is that, by the way, is that a saying, never trust
No, I've never fucking heard that in my life.
I would argue that out of all the people I can think of, nuns are probably some of the most trustworthy.
Yeah, especially if you watch The Sound of Music.
Yes, well, how do you solve a problem like a cat nun? That's a good question.
I mean, I've never like not trusted a nurse either. I've never been
No, if
like,
anything,
nurses.
I've extra trusted a nurse.
Yeah.
Because they're so incredibly good.
To be fair, I don't trust cats.
Oh,
I do not trust
well,
cats.
trust
No, you
is a-
don't.
I
don't.
love my cat. I'm not
You
sure
love
if
your
I
cat.
trust her.
You love your cat, but see, I've said this before and I'll say it again. See, when you lose your house, the cat's the first thing that'll go. Tell you that. A dog's like, me and you, outside forever, woohoo! But a cat will leave you. It's like, fuck
I'm
off,
not
you
sure
can't
if it's
feed
about-
me.
I'm
Bye.
not sure if it's about trust. It's about, like... as in, I don't trust her in the sense I think she's going to do something malicious. Like, she wouldn't try and burn the house down. I don't trust her because she's a moron. Like, there are times before now where I've seen her trying to eat a screw. Do you know what I mean? That's why I don't trust her with like, oh, can you just, like, sit there, please? Because if she's not asleep, she will just be like, oh, what's this sofa here? Oh, this cushion looks edible, and she'll try and eat it.
I mean,
So, you know.
cats aren't only morons, they're incredibly selfish.
In a strange way, I know what you mean.
Like, you know, but... Like, you know someone who doesn't know how to like please someone, so they give you like a gift that you just wouldn't get or want. Cats do that. They bring you dead birds. Just bring you dead things.
Our
and just
cat
say,
is a
here you go.
house cat. Here you go, dead bird. Right, our cat is a house cat, so she doesn't go out to catch birds or anything.
Yeah.
Instead, do you know what she does? In the middle of the night, when she's most active, she kills fucking enormous spiders and then brings them to the bedroom door and meows until she wakes one of us up.
Wow.
Which is, I mean, to be honest, fantastic, because it means I don't have to deal with the spiders. But, like, she has, like, a certain meow she does when she's like, there's something that... Yes, that's exactly it. But no, which is like, there's something that's happened and I cannot control the outcome. Please resolve this for me.
Yeah.
So it's like if she's hungry or if her litter train is changing or if whatever it might be, she will do that meow and then take you to the thing that she's like, there's something wrong here. So every now and then she'll come into a room, do this specific meow, and I'll be like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I'll follow her into the kitchen or whatever, and she'll be like, look at this spider I killed. Look at it. Very good, Monica. Very good.
So she's basically like Douglas Renham. Ha ha! Fly!
Yes, precisely like that. Yes. She's giving me the stink. She's been asleep for the entire time we've been recording. She has just woken up and looked at me.
Oh,
I think
no.
she might know we're talking about her. Oh, I'm gonna die in my sleep tonight.
Oh, well, there you go. That was New Earth.
Indeed, it was.
And next episode, as Lewis pointed out, is Tooth and Claw, I believe.
Yeah, I also believe it is.
Yep. There's a lot of animals on this show.
Oh yeah. It reminds. Sorry, Chloe and I recently rewatched Bad Education. We have like a sort of not a rota, but like we have a long list of sitcoms we quite enjoy that we rewatch every now and then.
Yeah.
And it's because Michelle Gomez plays like a strict teacher in it.
Uh-huh.
And, there's this bit where all the teachers are taking their kids on like a school trip. That's the episode. So like some of the teachers take them to like this place and this place and this place. And the running joke of the series is that Miss Pickwell, Michelle Gomez's character, is like a hardcore Soviet communist sort of like in her office. She's like got USSR propaganda posters up on the walls and stuff like that. And she's like, she always believes we should make our students stronger by traumatizing them. That's like her whole thing.
Oh,
so
God.
she takes her little class. She takes to an abattoir, and she says the original quote that Tooth and Claw, that little phrase, is from. I think it's a Bible thing or something. I'm not sure. But she's like kills a cow and then says it out loud and hands the gun to like another person. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
But yes. Anyway.
Wow, I'll give that a watch. But yeah, I believe we have some shilling to do, comrade.
Shoeless. One is useless without the other.
The end. The most popular Russian cartoon. I am on Instagram at Ohiram. I'm on Facebook at Daniel K. Actor. I'm on Twitter at Kerzo2000. What are you on, Lewis?
I'm on Instagram at Lewis_Brindley. I'm on Twitter at LewisBrindley4. And I have a Facebook page, which is Lewis Brindley. The show also has a Facebook page called Shouting Into the Void. It's named that because our podcast is called that.
Yes. That's
Yep, thanks.
Can't fault you on that one.
Much as I'm a bit Facebook illiterate, go and check out the page, follow us or like us or whatever it is you do on Facebook, and we'll see you there.
Yep. Lewis revealing his illiteracy on Facebook there. After stating it, he then goes, whatever you do on Facebook. We are on Podomatic, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we have a YouTube channel, we're on Deezer, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Amazon Podcasts. We have a PayPal donate button, so anything you can spare, anything at all would be greatly appreciated. We also have Patreon, and we want to thank our wonderful, wonderful patrons, Chloe.
Thank you.
Darius.
Thank you.
Sophie.
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.
Aditya.
Thank you.
And of course, Richard.
Thank you, one and all. You mean the absolute world. Your financial support means that we can keep making the show, which is something we absolutely love doing. So thank you.
Absolutely. We also have merch. We sell tote bags, t-shirts, mugs, jumpers, all sorts of knickknacks on Teespring and Redbubble. So go and check them out. They'll be in the show notes. They'll be within arm's reach. Have a wee look.
They will. Yes, go and check them out.
Yeah. And last, but certainly not least, we are partnered with a fantastic company called Number 12 Crochet Avenue, and Lewis has some gleaming reviews about this amazing company, and they're all true.
Indeed they are. Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a business run by my wife, where she crochets things, and she's really bloody good at it. It is a fantastic little Instagram page, Number 12 Crochet Avenue it's called. It's just them words, no numbers, no punctuation. Go and check it out. She is currently, because we're in the run up to Christmas, making some Christmas bits and bobs. So go and check out her Instagram, see what's going on, and she will see you there. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Well, that was Doctor Who, Season 2, Episode 2, New Earth.
2. Yes.
2.
Yes, that was it. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, give us a like and a review and a rate and a Facebook follow and a Patreon checking out and all that sort of stuff. Have a look.
Yeah. God, you sounded like such a boomer there, didn't you? give us a like and a face up and a YouTube.
One of the things that's really, because Chloe and I particularly enjoy Strictly Come Dancing. It's a weird obsession, and it's every now they like Claudia Winkleman will say like oh, we've got Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and that's what they always used to say. Is you can follow Strictly Come Dancing on these services. Now Strictly Come Dancing has a TikTok, and
no.
And every week they make the joke, oh, I don't know what TikTok is, and it's like, oh yes, we get it, yes, fine. And that's frustrating me. We don't have a TikTok for the podcast.
No.
Because I don't really know what TikTok is. So.
Oh, it's made that joke again. Fuck's sake. He really doesn't. Maybe one day we'll make one if we get desperate enough. If we're on the ropes. Oh God. But anyway, we shall hear you, smell you, infect you with every disease and then cure you next week.
Yes. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.
Goodbye!